About 9 months ago, I reviewed a watch from this micro brand. The brand is called Straum. And ever since I reviewed that watch, we've been waiting eagerly for a bracelet. And instead of just sending me a bracelet, this company sent me a whole new watch, a completely redesigned watch. It's smaller, thinner. It's basically a watch designed from scratch, from the ground up. And the watch is called the Mayen collection. Now, the particular watch that I have in my hand is a special edition. It's the new Mayen core collection, but this one here is created in conjunction with Fratello. And for those who don't know, Fratello is an online watch magazine which was founded in 2004. Now, pre-orders on this watch will be open on the 13th of April, and before you get a little bit too excited, let's cut to the chase and get to the bottom line, because these watches are going to come in at €1,600, and that's quite a bit of money. Now, is it a good watch? Well, I'll share with you guys the specs. I'll share with you what I've got here, what I measure specs wise, what my experience has been throughout the week, on the wrist and in different lighting scenarios. Now, you saw the pop-up at the beginning. Thanks to Straum for sponsoring this video. So I'll leave all the links in the description so you can get onto their website. Now, apart from this red, there are 4 colorways available: a white one, a black one, a green one, and a blue one. And they're all designed and based on the natural features of the Norwegian island Mayen. And there's also this special Fratello version, which I have here in my hands. And it's basically lava red. And it's inspired by the Berenberg volcano. So this red version will only be available for 1 week, from the 13th of April until the 20th. So the other watches are not limited. This one here, 1 week, that's it. Just keep that in mind. Now, although this watch looks very similar to the original design, which I have here, I can assure you it's a completely new watch designed from scratch. The dimensions have all changed, as we'll shortly see. The original came in at 41mm, featuring an elaborate grade Sellita SW200, and this new model comes in at 39mm, sporting the movement La Jupiter G101 automatic, with 68 hours of power reserve. That's pretty significant upgrades, and a smaller watch and a bracelet. You've got a case diameter of 39mm with a case height of 11.6. The lug to lug I've measured of 45.3, and the lug width, the case itself is 24.8, whilst internally on that integrated bracelet it's around 16.2. Now, the crown is a 6.4mm signed screw down crown, and the watch still offers 100 meters of water resistance, and the total weight on the supplied integrated bracelet sized to my 18cm wrist comes in at exactly 143 grams. Now, on the wrist, the overhead, as you can see, this watch is wearing fine. And even that height, I measured to the top of that crystal 11.6mm. It's been a decent experience on the wrist. There's more than enough taper on that bracelet from about 25mm all the way down to about 17 at the clasp. And the bracelet, it is a pre-production version, so it's not the full production version. There's a few quality control issues. It does not perfectly line up, so bear that in mind. It's not the production version. There are a few tweaks that are still going to be made. And as you can see, the majority of this bracelet is fully brushed. There's a couple of high polished bevels, and also being an integrated bracelet, it seems to extend that lug to lug distance, but it also falls straight down, so even smaller wrist guys should not have a problem. Now, the attachment of this bracelet, as you can see, you got a drilled lug, but it's actually got pin and collar system. So there's a very long pin and a collar system in there which you have to place in to attach this bracelet. The rest of the bracelet, same thing, pin and collar. So very secure, it's not going anywhere, it's not accidentally getting unscrewed. Once it's on, it's on. You've got a butterfly clasp, twin deployant, and you put this one first. As you can see, everything lines up. You've got their signed logo, twin triggers, and it releases. Now, you've probably noticed there's a couple of links that are slightly smaller, a couple of big ones. So they do offer different size links to be able to find the right adjustability and the right comfort. And for me personally, I've struggled to get the right comfort factor out of this bracelet. Maybe if I spend a bit more time interchanging between the large and small links, because I do offer 2 unique links that are larger and the rest of them are the same size. Now, turning the watch over, you can see there's an exhibition case back. The movement inside this watch is a La Jupiter G101 automatic. It has 68 hours of power reserve, and it's also adjusted in 4 positions. So hardware wise, you're getting a very decent watch here. Now, they did send me a couple of different colorways, the red and the green, just for comparison to have a look, and the heroes of this watch are those dials. You've got rhodium plated handset, they're lume filled with super luminova. The legibility on these watches has been good. The detail in those dials and the light play, it's like ravines and valleys. the natural landscape, like the original design. It's quite mesmerizing and quite a bit of depth. Now speaking of that lume, it is Swiss Super Luminova, and as you can see, the indices, the handset, they glow quite nice. The handset actually glows a little bit more than the applied markers. The markers are the first thing to fade out. But being a sports watch, it should satisfy all the basic requirements. Another welcome addition that I see on this watch is that crown. It's a 6.4mm signed screw down crown. It's actually got proper knurling. The original design, if I pull it out here, you have a look, it was like hexagonal. It's at 6 or 8 sides. So it's quite difficult to actually grab. This particular one here, your standard round knurling, very easy to grab. Pops out, you can hack it, you can adjust your time, lock it in, away you go. The hand winding experience is also very nice from the La Jouperet. And the latch down experience, first time, it's very, very smooth. It latches on. You've got your 100 meters of water resistance and those crown guards protect that crown. So in that department, they've done very, very well. That's a big upgrade from the original watch. Now, what are the things that I found on this watch throughout the week that I liked and disliked? And some of the dislikes for me have been trying to get it comfortable. Being a new designer and bracelet, I've not been able to get the right comfort factor on the back of this particular bracelet. Potentially that curve there is not wide enough for me, or there's something that was grabbing me, but in saying that, it is a pre-production version, it's not the finalized piece. I'm just sharing my observation on this particular watch, how it's fared throughout the week, and my experience. Next dislike of this watch, it is expensive. Coming in at €1,600, it's not a cheap venture. Now all the versions are priced the same, whether this Fratello version, the green, the blue, the white, the black, they're all the same price. And as I mentioned from the beginning, the pre-orders will start from the 13th of April. This particular Fratello version is only available until the 20th. From there on in, you can order the other ones as you feel free, but this one here, it will stop production. Once they're pre-ordered and done, they're done. As a personal observation, what I really would love to see on this watch, especially at that price point, some form of micro adjustability, something on the fly, rather than a deploying clasp like this. But that's me. I think paying that sort of money, you get some good finishing, a good movement, impressive dials. In fact, a ton of detail on those dials. So that's the hero of this watch, as well as the movement on these pieces, which is quite nice. And probably the last dislike for me, the fact that it's got an integrated bracelet. You've got a 16mm lug width over there. There's not much variety you can do with that. Knowing back with the original, I think there was about 20 or 22mm in the middle there. So you had a bit of play. You could probably potentially put some odd straps in there at that range. Whereas with this one here, you're pretty much stuck with the bracelet or whatever Straum supplies. And it would have been nice to see this on a leather or even a rubber strap. A very unique piece, very strong, very bold colors, especially this red one. I'll leave all the links in the description. You guys get on, have a look. This is a brand new watch from Straum. It's the Jan Mayen collection. It's a very minimalist design sports watch, but in saying that, it's got a ton of detail and that inspiration which it draws from the Norwegian nature and landscape. It's very original, very nice. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to leave your comments and any input. Enjoy the watch that you've got on your wrist currently, and we'll see you all in the next video.